Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw how Swamy Hanuman saw Sitaamaa, how he was doing the Ramatattva Vicharana, and from there, all of a sudden, he heard some sound and he saw that someone was coming. So, where is the sound? From where is it coming? That we will be seeing now. Shadanga Veda Vidusham Kratu Pravarayajinam Susrava Brahmaghoshansa Viratre Brahmarakshasam. People who are experts in all the six Shadangas of Vedas, and people who have done a lot of Mahayajnas. All these were Rakshasas, mind you. All these Brahmarakshasas, they woke up even before dawn and they started reading Vedas. Atha Mangala Vaditra Sabdai Srutimanoharai Prabudjata Mahabahu Dasagrivo Mahabalaha. In the meantime, the others they went and they made some very nice sounds and woke men. Very nice sounds in the sense they made some of these sounds, for example, the ones that you make with Ghantana, the sounds that come out of a temple normally. So all these are called as extremely Mangalakara. So these Mangalakara sounds were made and Ravanasura woke up. Once he woke up, he immediately remembered Sita. So this is an important thing. Ravana woke up, he remembered Sita. The Kamavasana took over him. In the same time, you see in Aranya Kanda that Sri Ramachandra wakes up. Then what he remembers that he has to go and do his Sandhya Vandana. So when you wake up, the thing that needs to come to your mind is not the Vishaya Vasana, not the Kama Vasana, but the duty that you are supposed to do. Now, Maharshi does not say that, you should always wake up with your duty and all. He just says, Ravana remembered this, Sri Ramachandra remembered that. Whatever you want to remember, you remember. This was what has happened to Ravana. This was what has happened to Sri Rama. It's up to you. Whatever choice you want to pick, you can pick. That's how it is. Now, Ravana immediately remembered her. Then he quickly did the early morning things he needed to do. And then he quickly got ready so that, he wore all his ornaments and all. Sasarva bharane yukto bibhrachit yamanuttamam tam nagair bahuvir justam sarva pushpa falopagaihi. So he adorned himself with ornaments and then he entered the AshokaVanam. Angana Dashamatram tu tam Vrajanta Manuvrajat Mahendramev Paulastyam Devagandharva Yoshitaha. The way women walk behind Mahendra Indra, so there were 100 Kanyas who walked behind Ravanasura. Deepika Kanchanih Kashit Jagruhus Tatra Yoshitaha Valavya Janahastascha Valavrantani Chaparaha. Some of the women, they were carrying golden lamps. Some were carrying the fans, the Vinjamaras, through which they were giving air to Ravana, and some were carrying the normal hand fans that we talk about. Kanchanairvi Brungargaihi Jahu Salilamagratha Mandalagran Brusim Shapi Gruhanya Prushthato Yuyuhu. Some women were carrying water in golden pots and they were walking before Ravana. Some were carrying swords, some were carrying the Astaranas, and they were walking behind Ravana with all this. Kanchid Ratnavayim Sthalim Purnam Panasya Bhamini Dakshina Dakshine Daiva Tada Jagraha Panya. So another lady was carrying a pot full of madhu or madhya, so that you never know how Ravana behaves. So she was carrying that with her. And then another lady was carrying a white umbrella. As I told, right, all the kings in those days, they used to walk under a white umbrella. So she was taking that. And then the trouble of the other ladies, you see, when we were discussing the way Swamy Hanuman was searching Lanka, we saw about a lot of women who actually were fast asleep, right? They were in Ravana's Antapura and they were all very fast asleep. Since he has woken up, all of them also have to wake up. All of them were walking behind Ravana with their eyes getting closed. They were walking slowly. But then the beauty of the poetry here is Nidra Mada Parityaksho Ravana Syottamastriya Panujagmuh Patim Viram Ghanam Vidyullataiva. Their beauty is not gone, right? They're really very beautiful women. When they're walking behind Ravana, Ravana is looking like a black cloud and these women are behind him are looking like lightnings behind the cloud. Look at the beauty of Valmiki Maharshi here. So all of them were walking, their ornaments were not in the right places, but then they had to go behind him, so they were all walking and they were walking very, very slowly. And all this Tatah Kanchi Ninadancha Nupuranancha Niswaram Susrava Paramastrinam Sakapir Marutatmajaha. So he heard the sound of their anklets that they were wearing on their legs, and all that were heard by Swamy Hanuman, and he realized that Ravana is coming. Then Swamy Hanuman sees him The moment Ravana enters the Dwara, he sees him, the Dwaradesha, he sees him, and then Swami Hanuman quickly hides himself, okay, so that he is not very much seen by Ravana. From the vantage point, he observes all the women who are coming behind Ravana and all. And now, how is Sitama in this whole thing? Now, Sitama, Tasminneva tatah kale Rajaputri tvaninta Ropayubara Sampannam Bhushanottam Bhushitam Tato Drishtva Vaidehi Ravanam Rakshadipam Pravevata Vararoho Pravate Kadaliyatha. The moment Sitama saw that Ravana is coming, she shivered as if, Pravate Kadaliyatha. When a huge cyclone comes, a banana tree, the way it moves, right? That way Sitama also moved. She was like, oh, this guy has come again. And now, this is something that no man knowingly or unknowingly should do to a woman. The stare is so powerful that sometimes women are forced to adjust their dress and sit. That should never come to a woman because of a man. Here, Sitama, she knows that when Ravana comes, he would give her a stare. He would look at those parts of the body to which the attention should not go normally. So she was covering those parts well. Look at the trouble Sitama is undergoing here. Achadyodara morubhyam bahubhyam cha payodharau upavista visalakshi rudanti varavarnini. That lady, she quickly covered her stomach part with her thighs, which means she pulled in her legs up so that her stomach is not visible, and with her hands she covered her upper half of the body. She has crossed her hands on her chest. Though she is wearing clothes, those things should not be visible to Ravana because he is concentrating on those parts. She quickly tried to cover those parts. This is a very, very bad thing that Ravana is doing here. And Ravana sees her, asamvrutayamasīnām dharanyām samsritavratam chinnām pravittam bhūmau shākhāmiva vanaspateh. This Sitama, who is following a kathora vrata, she is being forced to sleep on that floor. She sat up, she's looking towards Ravana. Chinnam pravittam bhumau shakhāmiva vanaspateh. Imagine a branch of the tree falling on the ground from high, and the way it hits the ground hard, and then it realizes the hardness of the ground beneath it, right? Similarly, Sitama is also sitting on such hard ground. Now, Ravana is coming closer, and he has come very close, and he is going to talk to Sitama. A lot of slokas here actually talk about the way Sitama is sitting and all, but then I would just take one last sloka. Upavasena sokena dhyanena bhayena cha parikshinam krusam dinam alpaharam tapodhanam. Sitama, she has become very thin because of her upavasas, and because Sri Ramachandra is not there, she is not happy. And Ravana is coming to this sort of a lady who is completely in Ramadhyana. She is not thinking of anything else. She is only in Ramadhyana. But this Ravana is coming, and to Ravana, nothing of this is being seen. He is not realizing that she has become thin. He is not realizing that the clothes she is wearing are malina. He is not realizing that this lady is not in the best of her spirits, because in his mind Kama is there. He is going to come and talk to her in that very same language. Now, what does he say? All that we'll see in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. सर्वं श्री साई महाराज स्वामी चरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु. स्वस्ति. जय श्री राम.